Good morning and welcome to another short devotional for Black Rock Baptist Church and also Morristown Baptist Church. We're focusing this morning on Luke chapter 12, verse 24, and I want to emphasize to you that you are valuable to God. God sees you as being valuable. If you're going to see yourself the way God sees you, you need to recognize your worth to God. Luke chapter 12, verse 24 says, "Look at the ravens. They don't plant or harvest or store food in barns, for your God feeds them. And you are far more valuable to him than any birds." God values every bird that flies in the sky, and he values you so much more. So, how much do you think you're worth? Not your net worth, but your self-worth. Your value isn't tied to your wealth. If it were, you could lose it in an instant. Value comes from two things. Who owns it? Ownership determines value. A celebrity's ordinary possessions can be worth an extraordinary amount of money simply because of who owns them. A superstar's athlete's running shoes are far more valuable than mine are. Who owns it? Who owns you? The Bible says you belong to God. 1 John chapter 4 and verse 4. You were made, saved, and redeemed by him. That makes you infinitely valuable. Secondly, not only is the value of something determined by who owns it, it's also determined by what is someone willing to pay for it. The value is determined by the price someone is willing to pay, whether it's a house or a baseball card or a piece of art. It's only worth what someone will pay for it. How much are you worth? The Bible says God paid a high price for you. The greatest price ever paid was paid for you. God exchanged his own son's life to redeem you. Even if you were the only person on earth, Jesus would have died for you. That's just how valuable you are to him. The cross proves your worth. God doesn't make junk, and you are not junk. Those people who said you were worthless, well, they lied. Their words do not define you. God's declaration defines you. You are acceptable and valuable to him. When God sees you, he sees someone worth the greatest ransom that was ever paid. That's the truth about your value. If God says you are of infinite worth, nothing else that's said can diminish that. Rest in this truth. You are deeply loved, endlessly valued, and eternally significant to God. You are valuable to God. God bless. Have a wonderful day, and until we meet again, let's continue to exchange prayers daily.